Well, still on the floor of the convention now, it's all action, and our Annelise Nielsen just collared one-time presidential hopeful Vivek Ramaswamy for a chat.
Vivek Ramaswamy, thank you for joining Sky News Australia.
Thank you. It's great to be here.
So what do you think about JD Vance as the pick for Vice President?
I think he's an outstanding pick. He is somebody who I've actually personally known for a very long time. We were law school classmates, funny enough, and I've known him on a personal level outside of politics. And one thing I like about him is he's somebody who engages with disagreement in a thoughtful way. And he's also somebody who has lived the American dream. He didn't come from elite backgrounds, but he has succeeded at the highest levels in the country. And that speaks to me personally. My parents came to this country with no money. I've built multi-billion-dollar companies. He has a very similar story. And I hope that gives a lot of inspiration to Americans. And he's also going to help take the America First agenda to the next level, which is something I care a lot about as well.
Why do you think Donald Trump picked JD Vance? It was a pretty competitive field.
Yeah, I can't speak for what went behind that. It's obviously hot off the press, but I do think he's going to be an excellent vice president, and that would be a pretty good reason to pick somebody.
People who are critics of JD Vance say he's a never-Trumper, that he said some critical things about Donald Trump. What would you say to them?
I would say that actually that could be a unique attribute for him, if you think about it. And making the case to voters who did not vote for Trump in 2016, he could say something similar. You know what? I didn't vote for Trump in 2016 either, but here's why I came around. So I think that's actually could be what people frame as a negative, could actually be a very positive attribute. To me, I think he's one of the best fighters we have in the Senate. So the Senate is going to miss him. That may be the only negative, and I mean that as a compliment to him. But he's a great man. He's a good man, good family. We know them well. Our families are close, and we are so proud of them and excited for what's ahead for him.
I've heard one of the reasons Donald Trump liked JD Vance is he's known to be a really good debater, and he'd be good against Kamala Harris. How do you think that debate's going to play out?
I think it will be, if it's Kamala Harris, I think that JD will mop the floor, but we will see if it's Kamala Harris or not. JD's thoughtful, and he's somebody who I've engaged in, a lot of thoughtful discussions on even topics where he and I don't entirely agree, but he's pushed me and I've pushed him to think about things in different ways. And that's what we need more of in our country. It's rare in our politics, and I'm rooting for more of that. So I wish him well.
When it comes to this election, what do you think is going to be the one thing that really decides who wins?
I think it's going to be a hunger for pride, actually. You could say the economy, you could say the border, but I think people are hungry to be proud of this country again. And whichever president is going to make you more proud of being an American, that's what people are hungry for right now more than anything. And I think right now, runaway, without question, hands down decision, that's Donald Trump. So.
And we're all horrified by what happened to Donald Trump, the assassination attempt. Yeah. What are your feelings now, a few days beyond this? That fist bump was iconic, but where does America go to from here?
Well, I think we live in a moment where people are hungry for national unity. I think it was a miracle that Donald Trump was not struck, and we are lucky to be given that chance. Now what are we going to do with it? And my hope is we live in a moment where we can still disagree vehemently with the left's ideology, but without seeing our fellow neighbors as our enemies. And I think we can do both of those things at once. How well we do it will determine how successful we are as a party.
That's Vivek Ramaswamy speaking to our Annelise Nielsen on the floor of the convention a moment ago.